Ladies and gentlemen, it is the moment we have all been waiting for. The main event of the evening. The two finalists met for the championship. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the rematch tonight for the St. Louis Championship.
And it is main event time here, Christopher, and it is a rematch from our finals for the NWL STL tournament. This man, the Raging Bull Maverick, feels like he needs to redeem that loss last time out and get that St. Louis championship in his grasp.
Well, you know, this time Maverick doesn't have to face anybody before he faces Todd Letterman. We'll see if that changes the outcome in this championship rematch.
I think that was what a lot of fans were wondering. Was the condition of Maverick, did that play a factor into his final match against Todd Letterman when Todd Letterman picked up a victory and that St. Louis championship? Now I think all questions will be answered here tonight.
Well, you know, maybe though Maverick is just a glutton for punishment. Maybe he just doesn't learn. I mean, obviously people must have told him that headband is stupid and he keeps wearing it. So who knows? Maybe he just likes getting beat up by Todd Letterman.
In with the head.
Well, it's ridiculous, Miller. Why would somebody wear something like that?
Maverick is all fired up, and he is probably well rested since the last time here in the Casanova Ballroom. Here's his opponent, the first ever St. Louis champion, the 5-star phenom, Todd Letterman. What a bruising match these two had last time we were here in the Casanova Ballroom.
You know, one of the things that I like about Todd Letterman is that he is who he is, and he does not care if you don't like him. He doesn't care about the fans. He doesn't care if you think that he deserves his title shot or even the fact that he's the champion. This guy is a winner. That's what winners do, they win.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening, set for one fall, and it is for the St. Louis Championship. Your referee is Sean Orleans. Introducing first, to my right, the challenger from Georgetown, Texas, weighing 240 pounds, the son of Texas, the Raging Bull, Maverick.
The man of 1,000 nicknames.
What, he's just the son of Texas, the Raging Bull? That's just two. There's no big deal. He's from Texas.
And ladies and gentlemen, to my left, originally from Afton, St. Louis, weighing 344 pounds, tonight he makes his first defense as the St. Louis champion, the 5-star phenom, Todd Letterman.
Man, I cannot wait for this matchup. These two big bulls are going to go toe-to-toe again in what I'm sure is going to be a war. And let's remind all the fans that last time these two competitors fought, it was in a no-holds-barred match. The rules obviously are not that this time. It's a regular wrestling match this time around. So I'm curious to see how each one of their game plans changes.
Absolutely. In their last matchup, we saw guardrails, we saw chairs, we saw all sorts of things come into play in the matchup. We're not going to have any of that in this one. So just straight up man on man, see who's the better man, who deserves this championship.
And we're already firing out of the gate with both men trying to gain an advantage with shoulder blocks. Maverick backing up Letterman, and Letterman pushing Maverick back into the ropes. These two going back and forth. They don't need a feeling out process like they did last time. They're just going to try to adjust their game plan and pick up a victory.
You know, the issue between these two guys has certainly become personal. Each one of these guys, they want to outdo each other. They want to show who's the biggest dog in the yard.
Wow. Great agility shown by the 340-plus pounder, Todd Letterman, as he connects with that leg Larry.
The great thing about Letterman is that this guy is so deceptively athletic. You wouldn't think a man that's over 340 pounds is be able to move like that, and he certainly just draws you in and then, boom, lowers the hammer on you.
Both exchanging chops in the middle of the ring. You can hear those echoing off of every part of this building. Ooh. You hear those shots, Christopher?
They're echoing throughout the entire building. These two men just plain don't like each other. That makes for a great championship match.
And Todd Letterman decides he wants no more of the onslaught from the Raging Bull and decides to take a breather, maybe rightfully so, on the outside of the ring.
Once Maverick gets going, it's hard to slow this guy down. He's one of the most intense competitors I have ever seen. You want to make sure if you need something to sort of stop his momentum, then that's what you do. Smart move by the champ. That's why this guy's the champion, because he's well enough aware of what's going on around that ring and how to regroup.
You want to fight me, Maverick? You want to fight me, you Raging Bull?
Playing some mind games there with the champ, Todd Letterman.
It's on your turn.
And that might be the smart way to go, Miller. One thing with a guy that's so intense like Maverick, he is just itching to fight any chance he gets. So you get him to maybe jump into something a little too quickly, and perhaps he makes a mistake.
Maverick has had enough of Todd Letterman's breather, and he's going down and attacking Letterman with those hard knife-edge chops. Man, Maverick is unrelenting in his onslaught. Look at those overhand strikes, just blistering the chest. The chest of Todd Letterman is already bright red because of those hits.
Referee Sean Orleans being pretty lenient with the count, if you ask me. This isn't a no DQ match. It's not a no count out match. You got to get those folks back in the ring.
Oh! Smart move, but a little dirty there by the five-star Phenom as he kicks that middle rope into the groin of Maverick. Oh, he could be setting him up for that big tackle, and he hits Maverick all the way into that security railing on the outside. Now he's telling Sean Orleans to put the count on Maverick.
It was a very smart move by Todd Letterman. Listen, if Maverick can't answer the bell, then he's going to win, right? If he's going to get a count-out victory, it's still a victory. Smart move by the champion, the five-star phenom, Todd Letterman.
One thing's for sure is he does not want a long, drawn-out match with Maverick like last time out. He wants to put Maverick away quickly and go to the pay window and take his belt with him.
These guys, I know, were both hurting badly from their last confrontation, and there's one thing they want to do is, if they can, get in and get out. You're right, Mo.
Hooking the leg here, going for a quick cover. Again, that shows you that Todd Letterman wants out of this matchup, and not because he's scared of Maverick, but like you said, Christopher, they inflicted a lot of damage onto each other last time we were here in the Casa Loma Ballroom.
The type of wars that these two men have had, even in their brief history here, is the kind of wars that take years off of your career. The fact that these two guys just plain don't like each other also adds into that, you know?
Absolutely. You can feel the hatred for these two every time they come out and share the same squared circle with each other. Nice suplex, floats over to a pin. Think about even the pin of Todd Letterman, 345 pounds resting on your shoulders. That takes a lot of effort to kick out of that man on top of you.
Absolutely. It's very hard to power out of something like that, and eventually just leaning on you just like this is going to take an awful lot out of Maverick, and it certainly has already.
If anybody had any questions on Todd Letterman's victory last time here at the Casa Loma Ballroom, they might be silenced here tonight if he's able to put Maverick away fair and square, and Maverick firing some right hands into the jaw of Todd Letterman.
Maverick, a smart move here, go into a body part, pick a body part of the big man and work on that. Beat this guy down a little bit. probably not going to win in a slugfest. Even a strong, tough fighter like Maverick, maybe he needs to pick a different strategy against a big guy here like Todd Letterman.
That overhand wrist lock applied to Todd Letterman, again working over that left arm and shoulder. If he loses the use of one of those arms, it will be extremely hard for him to hit power moves, especially his patented spike driver.
Maverick knows all too well what that spike driver feels like. Actually took two of them in their last confrontation. Can't tell me he wasn't seeing a chiropractor the next day after that.
Absolutely, and after that final spike driver, Maverick's head bounced 4, 5, 6 inches off the mat. It was a hard spike driver that put Maverick away for the 1-2-3 last time out.
It wasn't very long ago when Maverick was diagnosed with that concussion, actually had to postpone the championship match because of the beating that he took from Cornell Douglas. A concussion, that's just not like something like a bruise that just heals up, right? It's something that he could still be feeling the effects of even in this match right here.
Drops that again, that left arm and shoulder again over that top rope. Maverick sticking with the game plan here and chopping one of the limbs out of that tree.
We've seen him do this several times.
Hear those shots firing off the chest of Todd Letterman, belly to belly suplex.
That could be it.
Already on top of him, almost a 3 count. And again, Maverick latches on to that arm, knowing that his game plan so far is successful against the 5-star Phenom.
Look at all the torque being put on the shoulder, the bicep of big Todd Letterman right there. Maverick relentless on that hold.
He's trying to, looks like he's trying to tear it out of its socket. He wants to he would love to pick up a submission victory and fully redeem his loss last time here in the Casa Loma Ballroom.
We've seen Maverick in the past use that crossface. Could be setting up for that as well.
Letterman trying to fight out of the grasp, out of that vice-like grip that Maverick has held on to that left arm for a couple minutes now, and Letterman trying to back him into every corner to fight out of that hold. Maverick puts a boot right in the side of the head of Letterman after he breaks that hold. Shoulder block tackle, takes down the big Letterman.
These guys going back and forth with this ball.
I think he just punted his face off.
I don't know if Letterman was ever in the punt, pass, and kick challenge as a kid, but that one right there, that would have definitely went through the goalposts.
Letterman trying to shake some feeling back into that left arm. The onslaught of damage that Maverick has been trying to inflict is showing its wear on the 5-star Phenom as he fires back with a couple right forearm strikes to the face of Maverick. Wiping that chest clean. What is he doing here? A hard sledge, a forearm sledge right across the sternum and the pectoral region of Maverick.
Can you imagine the impact of a guy like Todd Letterman coming down on you with all of his body weight right there into your chest? It's going to make it hard to breathe.
Setting Maverick up on the top rope. Slaps him right across the face.
Really vulnerable position right there for Maverick to be in.
Again, tries to go for, I think he was going to try to hit him with that left hand, and Maverick puts a stop to it with his boot. And now he drags him off the top rope. And like you said, Christopher, remember, wasn't so long ago that Maverick had a concussion, and doctors say that once you've had one, you're susceptible the rest of your life. Oh, cannonballs. Maverick squashes him right in that bottom turnbuckle, rolls him over, is going for a cover here.
Have him right here.
Arrogant cover.
If he would have hooked the rope, he would have probably had him right there.
Well, you know it's illegal to hook the rope while you're pinning
It's
somebody.
only illegal if you don't get caught, right? Or if you do get caught.
The 5-star phenom thought that was it.
Listen, I don't like this black and white world that you live in, Miller. It's not realistic. People have to do what you got to do to get by, and that's exactly what Todd Letterman should be doing. And that's what he does do most of the time, and that's why he's a champion. Does this make sense to you? Are you ever going to learn this lesson, Miller?
I kind of like the black and white world I live in, where people fight honorably and fairly for the richest prize in our sport.
Come on! Let's go!
I like competition, fair and honest competition, and two guys slugging it out in the middle of the ring like we have right here, right now. Oh! Going hold for hold, move for move right here in the middle of the ring as they're catching the other guy coming off the ropes with back elbows and strikes. Todd Letterman stalemate shoulder blocks in the middle of the ring and a double clothesline, and both men are down.
You see the impact on both men as they hit the mat. There's a knockout blow for both of them.
Referee starting to put the count on him.
I don't know if Sean Orleans can get to 10. Looks like he might not have to, though. Letterman getting up to his feet. Just about there now. This Todd Letterman is so resilient. You know, normally for bigger guys, you don't have as much stamina as a guy like Letterman does. They don't, you know, once they kind of get rocked and rolled, their own body weight works against it. That doesn't seem to be the case with Todd Letterman. This guy in fantastic shape for a big, big man.
Fantastic ring shape. We've seen this guy go over 15 minutes on multiple occasions, and I believe him and Maverick are approaching that right now as the stampede of the bulls rains down on top of Todd Letterman, and that lariat connects. This could be it. 1, 2, no! Todd Letterman getting the right shoulder up just in the nick of time. That lariat almost took the head off of Todd Letterman.
He always sets folks up for that big, big clothesline, puts everything in it. Let me tell you this one thing, the son of Texas here, Maverick, he's certainly an homage to every wrestler that comes out of Texas. A lot of the moves that he has were made famous by Texas wrestlers, folks that he grew up watching.
Or could he be going for a big suplex right here? And if anybody in the NWL can suplex, Todd Letterman is definitely the Raging Bull. Was unable to get the suplex that time. Look at the agility, unbelievable. Hits the ropes with authority and a cross body block. 1, 2, no! So close. Maverick gets the right shoulder up. And Todd Letterman can't even believe it. Did you see the amount of speed that Letterman picked up after hitting those ropes? It was like a freight train coming at Maverick.
Absolutely unbelievable. Got some good height on it as well. If you are at home and you are watching and scouting wrestlers, right, you got to notice that a guy like Todd Letterman shouldn't be able to do some of the things that he can do, but just like that high cross body. Oh, he's setting him up.
It looks like he could be going for the spike driver here. If he hits this, Maverick's fighting out of it, though, firing some elbow strikes to the head. Looks like he might be going for that crossface. He's trying to drag Todd Letterman down to the mat. He's having a hard time. Letterman firing some shots to the midsection. Side suplex drives Maverick into the ring. And these two gargantuan athletes are going toe-to-toe right now.
These two men know each other very, very well, even in the short history that they have had here together. You can tell that these two guys spend a lot of time looking at what the other one is doing. It's more, it may even be more important than the title, just to beat the other man.
You can see that left arm and shoulder of Todd Letterman is really starting to bother him. The onslaught that Maverick has put on that arm is really showing its wear. Now he's dumping Todd Letterman to the outside as Letterman went charging in for a shoulder block. And Maverick loves to brawl on the inside the ring and outside the ring, so Letterman needs to make his way back in the ring. What is Maverick doing? Waiting for Letterman to get back up to his feet.
Like he's going
he is not over the top rope plancha. Incredible agility by the Raging Bull.
Now, while this is good for Todd Letterman, he's on the outside. He cannot lose the title due to a count out. Maverick has got to get him back into the ring and pin him. I don't know if that's just a smart move right there. Now Maverick's got to pick up the 345-pound Todd Letterman and get him back in the ring so he can get a pinfall victory.
Maverick putting him on the outside. What does the Raging Bull have planned for Todd Letterman? Goodness gracious, did you hear that chop? Oh! Another devastating chop right across the chest of Todd Letterman. What is Letterman? Oh no. What is he doing here? Maverick firing some elbows into the side of the face. No way. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
The Death Valley driver on the outside of the ring.
Fans here at ringside certainly in favor of that. Beefcake versus cupcake. Todd Letterman is a beefcake, I guess.
I don't know who that sign was referring to, but the one thing I know is the pads on the outside of the ring here are not very thick, so that Death Valley driver really took it out of both competitors, especially Todd Letterman.
Well, they were about an inch thick before Letterman came crashing down. They're probably about an eighth of an inch thick now with the impact of that. You see, now he's got to pick him up. He's got to try to get him back in the ring.
Nice guy. If he can roll him back in the ring, this match may be over. Letterman is almost completely limp. He looks out of it. I don't even think he knows he's in the ring again. That one arm over two. Oh no, the leg of Todd Letterman just draped barely over that bottom rope.
Great presence of mind by the champion. Always know where you are inside and out of the ring. I think that was the only thing saving the championship for Todd Letterman right there. Maverick really on a roll. This guy's up. He's fired up.
Drags him sternum first into that second rope. Maverick trying to make his way back up to his feet. Letterman wants to gain control of this matchup, hit that spike driver, and put this match to rest. And look at the Raging Bull now. Bulldog off the second rope, transitions into a crossface. That arm and that shoulder, he is wrenched down to that crossface. Could the five-star Phenom tap out here in the Casa Loma ballroom?
He's got nowhere to go, Miller. He's right there, right in the center of the ring. He's got it.
Wait, who's that? Oh no!
Unbelievable.
Castle just comes in the ring and blindsides Maverick, and Cornell Douglas and Castle are putting to the boots to Maverick, and we have got no questions answered as this match will end in a disqualification because of the interference of Castle and Cornell Douglas.
Unbelievable matchup right there to end in a disqualification.
Oh, here come the Blood. Well, Davey Gibson, at least of the Blood Brothers, has come out to try to even the score and try to fight on the side of Maverick, but they are outnumbered right now as Todd Letterman puts the shoulders into Maverick, and Cornell Douglas and Castle continue the assault, and there's Matthew Grundy coming to the aid of his tag team partner in Maverick. Now the score is even 3-3 as they're trying to put the beat down. And it looks like more referees are coming in the ring to try to put a stop to this in our security staff.
We're going to need some security to break this thing up, that's for sure. We need the general manager, Matt Jackson, out there as well.
This has exploded here in the Casa Loma ballroom as these three competitors, all six competitors, hatred is boiling over in the ring right now as now Grundy is going after the five-star Phenom because of their feud. And Cornell Douglas is going after, they're just, everybody's attacking everybody here right now.
All sorts of chaos going on in the ring. Cornell Douglas fighting with the Blood Brothers right there. Referees trying to pull Castle back as he goes after David Gibson.
And look at Grundy, just like a maniac, putting the boots.
Letterman and Maverick still going at each other toe to toe.
And don't forget, Cornell Douglas and Castle put it into the win streak, the undefeated streak of the Blood Brothers, and now the Blood Brothers want some retribution for that.
We've got some issues here that are not going to be solved tonight, that's for sure. Castle and the Blood Brothers as well as Cornell Douglas. They're all still going at each other.
And now Maverick is fighting Cornell Douglas. I think these guys are just wanting to hit anybody that moves at this point. There is so much bad blood between all these athletes.
We're going to need some more security out there, or we're just going to need to let these guys go.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 19 minutes and 3 seconds, the referee has disqualified the champion. Here is your winner, the Raging Bull, Maverick.
Unfortunately, a disqualification will not get him the St. Louis Championship. And Todd
ladies and
Letterman.
gentlemen, a reminder, in the event of a disqualification, the championship does not change hands.
And there you heard it from Ben Simon right there. As I was about to say, Letterman is still your NWL STL champion, and there is a lot of scores that need to be settled here in NWL St. Louis.
Absolutely, lots of issues right there in the ring, Miller. Maverick and Letterman, this thing is not done for a long shot. Maverick and Cornell Douglas, not done either. Blood Brothers, Cornell and Castle. We've got all sorts of things going on here, Miller. Things are definitely picking up around here.
Neither one of these competitors that stand in the ring right now looks satisfied with the outcome of tonight's event. Maverick is not your St. Louis champion after a disqualification, and Davey Gibson and Matthew Grundy have tasted defeat for the first time. Looks like Davey Gibson wants that microphone.
You know, Cornell and Castle, they're real big guys when they got the numbers. You know, I see 1, I see 2, I see 3. There's 3 of those guys. Hey, why don't we make a 6-man tag match for the next show?
Oh my goodness.
I'd love to see that.
You good, Grundy? You want to get some of that?
Yeah.
Hey, big man, you want a piece of them too?
No, I do. You know I do.
All they gotta do is say yes. And it's on next time at the Castle Loma.
Wow, what a match. That would be a gigantic 6-man main event quality match. Maverick and the Blood Brothers throwing down the gauntlet and challenging the 5-star phenom Todd Letterman, Cornell Douglas, and Castle. I cannot wait for that matchup.
It's going to be a huge matchup. Looks like Maverick's going to have to go buy 2 more bandanas for his new best buddies.
Maybe they'll come with their own bandanas. Who knows, folks? But all I know is we are out of time here in the Castle Loma Ballroom. For Christopher Fulton, I'm Ben Miller. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next time from NWL STL.